What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube. And today I've got another edition of The Drive-In, where I watch recently released films and tell you guys whether they're worth watching, worth waiting for, or worth skipping altogether. Please excuse the gun shirt today, guys. It is quite hot outside. It's quite hot in my kitchen, and I'm bringing you guys back-to-back reviews today from 2021 that I watched this weekend. The first of which is a film called Fear Street 1994, which is the first in a trilogy of films from Netflix. When I first heard about this, I was over the moon that R.L. Stine's Fear Street was going to be adapted into 3 consecutive films in 3 weeks. The first of which is part 1994. I grew up, like many of you guys watching this channel, reading the Goosebumps books, reading the Fear Street books, reading the other adaptations and spin-offs of Fear Street and Goosebumps from R.L. Stine, and seeing the Goosebumps show on Fox. So Netflix is doing a semi-adult version of the Fear Street series in 3 movies in 3 weeks. The first part came out this weekend, and let me tell you, I really enjoyed it. It is one of these shining stars so far, and what I think has been so far a bit of a lackluster 2021 as far as horror goes. This weekend picked up with several things that I watched, and Fear Street is one of them. Let's get into the credits. This adaptation was written by Kyle Killen and Paul Graziadel, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, based on the characters and backgrounds written by R.L. Stine. Directed by Lee Janiak and starring Kiana Madeira, sorry if I'm butchering that, Olivia Scott Welsh, and Benjamin Flores. And this essentially is the story of the haunting of Sarah Fear, the kind of ghost spirit who was a witch who was burned at the stake, who now presides over Fear Street. Get it? Sarah Fear, Fear Street. Who presides over Fear Street and Shadyside. And this Shadyside town where these kids grow up is kind of marred in tragedy. There's all of these different cases over the years, every several years, of the spirit of Sarah Fear, excuse me, taking over. It's getting me all choked up. Sarah Fear taking over different bodies, and her spirit inhabiting different bodies on Fear Street and Shadyside, and causing a bunch of mass murders and tragic incidents. So we join these kids in 1994. We open up. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'll start with spoiler free and get to the spoilers at the very end. But all in all, I gotta say, I really enjoyed the adaptation. This film ran an hour and 47 minutes, and while maybe they could have trimmed 20 minutes off of it, I don't feel like any of this was wasted. Overall, this was tremendous. So to me, what I liked about this was the clear direction of where it was meant to go. This film kind of picks up in the tradition of the kids on a journey. I love this, like, kid summer journey kind of film. Much like Stranger Things, much like the new Are You Afraid of the Dark adaptations on Nickelodeon, much like Summer of '84, the indie film that I love. This one falls right in that jurisdiction where it's a bunch of kids trying to survive a tragedy without the help of their parents as they run through the nostalgic times of growing up while dealing with ghosts on their back. Really fun story. Good character arcs. One of the things I love most about this is that all the characters have something to do. The main characters in this, again, are Dina, Samantha, and Josh, and their surrounding friends, and they all have really nice arcs. We see early on, I don't want to spoil anything, but we see early on that Dina is trying to get over a character called Sam who winds up being Samantha. So you've got some current relationship stuff in there with 2 young girls, which is refreshing. It's good to see the breaking of the standard sexualities. You often see, especially in younger things, where it's just a guy and a girl kind of in their little teen romance. In this case, in the case of several other films this year, you're seeing more gay relationships. You're seeing more queer relationships. And that is bringing things into modern times, and I like the inclusion of that. As you see 2 young girls getting over the breakup and pining for each other in this film. Also, you see the Josh character, who's the younger brother of Dina, who's kind of, he's a computer nerd, kind of breaking into the computer age in the 90s, and he is doing a lot of research on his computer and in chat rooms about the Sarah Fear tragedies, and he kind of believes in the conspiracy theories that the ghost of Sarah Fear is real. So we have, again, taking things back to 94, when having a girl-on-girl relationship would be a little bit taboo, and your parents might not be into it. So you have that. You have that going on, which is really nice. You have the younger brother character who's really shy and nerdy, but also kind of likes this girl, and so he has to overcome his own fears and his own character nuances to bond with this girl that he likes. And also using the chat rooms again. Back in the day, the AOL or AIM chat rooms in '94 would have been kind of on the cusp, on the spur of the moment kind of things in the '90s. So you see the influx of the '90s, and the lighting reflects that. One of the best things on top of the acting and the character arcs here, where everyone's got something cool to do and they all start at one place and journey to another place, with my favorite thing are character arcs, but also the lighting. I love the lighting in this. It has that '90s neon popping lighting. I love the use of the bright colors. You see the purples and the reds and things as different things happen. I love how they use the what I would call giallo in reference to the Italian '70s stuff, but also the '90s neon bright colors to really make you feel like you're in a certain time period, which just looks great on camera. I love the way the camera uses the lighting in this film. Again, for being younger characters, younger actors, they're all very, very talented. I enjoy not only the way they're scripted and their dialogue feeling realistic, but also just the acting in general, I think, is pretty solid all over this. There's a lot of heart in this film. It could easily be caught up in another one of those teen dramas where they're all just stereotypes and they're all just avoiding this killer, but you don't necessarily know what's after them, and you see a lot of heart. You see a lot of evolving from where they start to where they end, and that's important in stuff like this, that it's not just waiting for kids to get picked off. It is seeing them grow. It also has some self-referential stuff in it for '94, which reminds me a lot of Scream. This film reminded me a lot of Scream as I was watching it. A lot of like the phone conversations and stuff like that. A lot of getting together and talking about where they are in the story. There's some self-referential stuff. While it doesn't beat you in the head and have that Craven, like Wes Craven, Kevin Williamson feel to it, it does have some self-reference that reminds me of an early Scream. This fits in that like '95 to 2005 era where you've got these bright colors, you've got these young kids, you've got this meta feel to it, you've got this ironic self-reference feel, which I think is paced right in Fear Street. It does that, but it doesn't try to become too smart to you. So I like that a lot. That is about all I can say without giving anything away. So I will end the non-spoiler portion here. I would give this film a 7.5 out of 10. It is a fun hour and 47. It is paced well. The acting is good. All the characters have something to do. The lighting, the camera, the aesthetic, the self-reference all reeks of '90s, and it feels authentic to a Goosebumps Fear Street style story. It gives you enough closure in the first part while also leading you into the second part, which I believe comes up this Friday as I'm recording this. That'll be about 4 days away. By the time this gets posted, it'll be like 2 days away. So they're doing one a week. So you're getting parts 2 and 3. You're getting a trilogy of movies, much like a Scream, but you're getting them back to back to back weeks. So you can invest and follow quickly in these characters' story. 7.5 out of 10. I would put this probably in my top 2. It's either 1 or 2 this year so far in my 2021 horror films. The independent local Pittsburgh hit Massacre Academy is sitting there in the 1 spot. This could either be in the 1 spot or the 2 spot. I really enjoy this film. Now getting into the spoilers. For those of you guys that have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Go to Netflix right now and check it out. It's up on Netflix Part 1. Go watch it. To those of you guys that want spoilers, essentially they seem to, basically the demon, the Seraphir demon, one of the characters gets into a car wreck and she bleeds on the grave of Seraphir. So she survives the car wreck and all that, and it goes through the relationship of Dina and Samantha. But Samantha bleeds on Seraphir's grave, so Seraphir sends demons out to go after, different kind of demons to go after Samantha, to capture her because she interrupted the peaceful grave resting of Seraphir. So they try to keep Samantha alive, and they realize, well, the only way to break this curse is if we can kill you to make Sarah think you're dead, to make the demons leave you alone, and then bring you back to life. So then it comes down to, well, they kill Samantha, and they try and bring her back to life, but they fail. So the curse is broken, but Samantha is gone. So we open up with the characters moving on after that and surviving. And then one of the people that was previously bothered by Sarah calls them back and says things never end, in which you do see that Samantha was brought back to life, but she is inhabited by the ghost of Seraphir, or haunted by one of the demons. and she goes to stab the main character, Dina. So Samantha is back, but she's not who she was, and Sarah Fier's ghost is still out there. So while you get closure on the first part of the story, you've got a lot to look forward to in future installments. So again, 7.5 out of 10. What'd you guys think of this story? Tell me in the comments below. If you guys have seen this, tell me what you think of it. If you would like to see me review parts 2 and 3, please come back on this channel in the next 2 weeks. I'll be giving you guys the parts 2 and 3 reviews as well. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and please stay tuned for other acting videos, sports reviews, other film reviews, all kinds of horror stuff on this channel, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.